Hello, Trish here with Fat Lady Crochet. Great to see you. Hope you're all having a good day. I wanted to jump on and talk to you today about a couple things. First of all, being our little ghost in a jar, or as we like to call him at this time of year, a Christmas spirit. So I'll tell you a little bit about this project. This was super fun. I started Adopt a Ghost back in Halloween 2023, I think it was. And I had made this Adopt a Ghost station for a market, and I had used an old cutlery chest. So it was this big black wooden beautiful chest that at one time held probably silver or gold. And so we spray painted it black and made it quite Halloweeny and made a whole bunch of these little guys. Of course, they didn't have holly berries on the top. We used, I think we had some spiders, maybe, oh, we had some little pumpkins as well that we glued on the top as well. And we paired them up with a adoption certificate that included their name and how they died. And people went bananas for them. It was such a hit. I still am never able to keep these in stock. They go like crazy, and they're quick, they're easy, they're super thing to do if you're planning on a market. We brought them into Christmas by calling them Christmas spirits, which I think is just adorable. Again, another hit. People love them, and just to let you know, there's a full tutorial on these guys on the web on the channel now, and you need to have a 2.5-inch jar. I got these from Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree here in Canada, and then the top is just with embellishments that I had just around the house. But I have had some little plastic peppermints that were really cute, little round peppermints. If you've seen the reel on Facebook or Instagram, that's what I'm talking about. Those little plastic peppermints, and I think I got those from Michael's probably. That was quite a while ago. So anyways, this little fellow makes just an awesome stocking stuffer. Super at markets, hand them out to people if you're going to a party. Make sure you get a little adoption certificate because that's half the fun for sure. And grab the PDF and 4 versions of the adoption certificate from the website fatladycrochet.ca, and let me know if you make some, because I want to hear how much fun you had making them and how much fun you had selling them or giving them away. I get quite a few questions from other makers asking me how much I sell these for, and there's no straight answer. It varies. It depends on where you are. So I'm in Canada, I'm in Alberta, and that has an impact. If I was in a different province, I would probably charge something different. So it depends on where you are. It depends on whether or not the people in your area have money to spend on things like that. If you're at a market that's quite exclusive, you can increase your prices a little bit. If you're at a church basement market, you're likely going to decrease your prices a little bit. So you have to be kind of flexible. I've talked about this before. If you're selling online, typically those prices are going to be more. People are looking for your work or looking for pieces, something specific. So that's why you can charge more. So for myself, I think I think when I first started, it was a couple years ago, and I think I was charging $10 or $15 for one of these little guys, and they came with that adoption certificate. I have charged 20 if I'm selling them online. Plus, of course, you have to include shipping. So the shipping cost either gets factored in to the cost of this, or you have to make sure that you're charging separately for shipping. And shipping can get quite expensive, so you want to watch out for that. So the prices that you sort of charge for your little ghosts in a jar, they are going to really depend on a few factors. I went to a market on the weekend, and my daughter and I were traveling through my old town on our way to the mountains. We stopped in at a handmade market, and I wanted to show you some of the things that I got. So the first one that I want to show you is this incredible mug. So my friend Stasha makes these. Her studio is called Blue Trail Studio. I'll put a link to her socials in the description. And I just want to talk a little bit about what she does here. So ever since I've known her, she has been a potter, but it's in recent years, and she told me this, these are the words that she used on the weekend, that she's finding her niche. And I would have to agree with her because she's got a very striking, bold contrast going on here with the black and red. And then with this scoring, and I know that there's a proper term for it that potters use. I don't know what the term is, but anyways, she's got other pieces that would be like bright green or bright blue. There will be some trees here, or she's got mountain ranges, like all kinds of different things. But I saw this and I thought, oh my gosh, I just absolutely love it and I need it. So it was easy to buy this. I love using Stasha's mugs. I love using these handmade mugs for things like my coffee or my tea. They're really a good size. They're big. They're not tiny at all. So Stasha Blue Trail Studio, I would check her out for sure. She does some beautiful work. And my friend Lee she does all kinds of stuff. So the name of her business is And Another Thing from Lee. So what I bought from her is these garnishes. So these dried citrus garnishes. And I'm going to be using them for teas. Lee says that we can use them for cocktails, mocktails, and tea, and I will be using them for tea. I'm going to use some of these next week when I'm off work and just enjoying sitting in front of the Christmas tree. That's my plan for these. I may share. We'll see. I'm sure I will. I usually share everything. And a couple of other things that I got are from my friend Jessica, who has a business called She Saws. And Jessica usually works in metal. She'll hand cut out of brass and different types of metals. Her pieces are usually quite biology driven, and I've got lots of her stuff. My kids have some of her stuff. We just love Jessica's work. But last year, I think it was last year or the year before, she started to do lino cut prints. So very intricate, not easy to do, quite difficult actually. I remember doing some lino cuts when I was in like junior high, I think, and it was hard. It was really tricky, but the result is really cool. And so she has been doing some of this. She had trilobite, she had brain coral, a couple of other designs, as well as these. So we've got an ammonite, I think, and of course a beautiful snail. So just go ahead and look at the detail there. I think she's just done such a beautiful job. So these little notebooks, and I was pretty happy with those. I got a bunch of other things too. It was really nice to go and see what people are selling and to support local. Love doing that. Great to see my friends. Good time of year. Well, that's it for today, folks. So have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.